sad that all our green spaces are slowly, going away and becoming big buildings and residential areas. I've been sort of trying to grapple with the fact that all this is kind of inevitable. It's like watching something sort of die, but then also transform into something else, and then you just have to go along with it. I didn't really have a clear sort of crystallized reason why I went into art. I think it was something that I was always interested in from young, like my teenage years. My earliest work focused a lot on domestic or private spaces. So at that time, I was really using photography as a way to sort of get outside myself, to use visuals as a way of thinking through and negotiating my own personal issues. I think construction is a completely ongoing thing in Singapore. It constantly reminds me of the fact that we need to capitalize and monetize every bit of land space that we have. The amount of control that is exerted on the land is very, very palpable, and it's something that we really cannot escape from, and I feel it really affects like the psyche of the people who live here. I became aware of a certain kind of guilt about how much Singaporeans actually shape very little of the land. When I first came round to Sungai Serangoon, I was actually jogging, and what drew me was this continuous motion and rhythm of machines. And when I saw the moon, together with the excavators, along the horizon line, to me it was just such a stunning image that I just felt so compelled to be with this place and just document it. I began thinking a bit more about construction work, and one of the things I noticed about the Singapore landscape is actually the construction fence. What I did was to follow this very fence from start to finish using my 40mm lens on my Canon. So I photographed the fence like bit by bit. I had to go through quite a few interesting places, so I had to approach someone who was living in like a corner terrace unit to let me go through their backyard just to follow the fence. The landscape work, I feel, is a bit more, how would you say, like intimate, or it sort of requires people to come in and really engage, want to engage the image and sort of spend time with the work. In some way, I wouldn't be surprised, but I guess a little, bit by bit, I get a bit more resigned that this is what Singapore is, and it will continue to be this way for quite a while.
Idea